Hey, fifth grade. For today's poetry lesson, we're going to be reading the poem I Can't Forget You by Lynn Roberts. Before we get started, I want you to understand that this poem tells the story of graffiti. The official primary sense that's tapped in this poem is visual, but if there were a sixth sense, what the heart perceives, I believe that sense has been is present in this poem as well. So let me explain how this poem came about. I Can't Forget You is the graffiti that the poet observed. But then after seeing the graffiti, they invented this whole story and scenario and circumstances around that graffiti. So the result is this poem that tells a story of someone who fell in love and then lost that love and is hoping to someday, rekindle that with this person. But all we have really is that is concrete is the graffiti itself that says, I can't forget you. So follow along with me as I read this poem. I can't forget you. Spray painted high on the overpass, each letter a good foot long. And I try to picture the writer hanging from a rope between midnight and dawn, the weight of his love swaying, making a trembling N and G. His mind at work with the apostrophe, the grammar of loss, and his resistance to hyperbole, which, by the way, means a huge exaggeration. No exclamation point, but a period at the end that shows a heart not given to exaggeration, a heart that's direct with a no fooling around approach. And I wonder if he tested the rope before tying it to the only tree I can see that would bear his weight, or if he didn't care about the free fall of 30 or more feet as he locked his wrist to form such straight T's and still managed dangling to flex for the C and G. Knowing as he did, I'm sure, the lover would ride this way each day until she found a way around a winding back road with trees and roadside tiger lilies, maybe a stream, a white house, white fence, a dog in the yard. Miles from this black letter open book in your face missing that the rain or turnpike road crew will soon wash off. All right, so before we go back into this poem, I want to talk about a few things. And we're just going to keep it relatively simple today. This whole poem, almost the entire thing, is a visual description of how those words, I can't forget you, must have gotten on the overpass. And if you're not aware of what an overpass is, it's like a bridge that goes over a road. And so this person whoever painted the graffiti had to go to a little bit of trouble to do so. And so the poet is imagining how the graffiti got there and why the graffiti got there. So almost all of our details are visual. And they describe what they saw, the graffiti, and then what the sight inspired them to imagine in their mind's eye. So for this one, all I want you to do is to go back in and mark the lines and words and phrases that you can see. And then just tell me, what it allows you to see. And like I've said before, I don't want you guys to be so basic that all you're saying in your comments is, I can see this. But I want you to take what's there and then just go into a little bit more detail. Like when you read this poem and you read these lines, what exactly is it that you see? And obviously, I don't want you to just restate what the poem already says. Throw in a few more details that your imagination supplies. Just like this poet, all they saw were the words, I can't forget you, but what their mind's eye saw was so much more because their brain and their creativity and their imagination supplied the details that weren't actually there. And so that's all I'm asking you to do today. I'm looking for 3 comments. 3 comments on lines and words and phrases that you can see. And remember, you're going to say, I can see this, but you're going to go a little bit more in detail and tell me exactly what it allows you to see. And if you have any questions, go ahead and add those in addition to your 3 comments. Your questions cannot be your 3 comments about the sight of or the sense of sight. So, as someone who's also writing free verse poems, there's a lot to be said for careful visual imagery combined with the poet's imagination. Again, begin with the thing, the visual perception, and then bring it to your poet's vision and invention. All right, guys, so this is something you can do as well. We write a lot about our life experiences, but you can play around with your imagination and the creativity that comes from inventing a story that isn't real. All right, guys, I love and miss you. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need any help from me. I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye.